I'm at the Institute of Contemporary Art in London to speak to Kirsty Ogg, Director of Bloomberg New Contemporaries, and some of the artists selected for this year's exhibition. But first I spoke to Marvin Gaye Chetwynd, artist and selector, to ask her what she was looking for amongst this year's entrants.
I didn't have any agenda. I didn't have any, if that's what the question is, I didn't have any agenda with what I was selecting. I wasn't looking for something in particular. It was a real barrage of visual information, and some of the things you see physically and some of them you see just as photos. But I really enjoyed the selection process, because you go from one layer, like one circle of like, I don't know, like I can't remember now, like a few hundred, down to then 70. Like it goes in sections and you have a bit of time in between, which is great. And I feel really that it wasn't that I was looking for anything, but I feel really excited about what we found.
So were you drawn to works that reflected your own practice, or were you drawn to the exact opposite?
I would say I'm quite a random person. I'm very instinctive and I've got really good gut reactions. So I can answer you in saying that my own practice is like that. So I would be drawn to anything that had a lot of sort of guts, or like a sense of independence, or felt like it was a loud voice in the wilderness. So possibly I can see a link there, but to be honest, I don't have any kind of inclination to only select and want to be surrounded by paper mache, or only to be surrounded by oil paintings. I think it was more the passion that I'd connect to, yeah.
And we've seen that there's almost half of the entrants are video artists this year.
Okay.
Do you think that's reflecting a kind of move towards
I would say clearly,
video art?
It was really clear. It was really clear that I'm not in any way putting down the works on the 2D works or the sculptural works or any of the installation or photography. It was just that there was really a total abundance of really exciting video work. That was clear, I'd say. Really hard not to select nearly all of it, to be honest. When you're selecting, you start to become aware of a sort of trend or slightly off-putting repetition, where you realise a lot of people have done assemblage art, or a lot of people have done a certain type of work, which just suddenly lost its appeal because it was just so popular or so similar. So there was not a mood swing, but there was a slight sort of recognition after halfway through the process where we did start saying enough of that, I can't no more. And the original works were very obvious. They really sung out. There's no problem in selecting them, to be honest with you. That's what I was trying to say. No, I'm not trying to break everyone's heart who didn't get selected, but there was a level where if we'd been allowed to stay down to 200, it would have been very happy and easy. 70, harder, lower than that. Does it make sense what I'm answering? It was really obvious the artists that were exciting, and then to get them down to less was when it became difficult.
And how important do you think this is for emerging artists, this kind of exhibition?
It's hard to answer. It's a simple answer in that obviously any kind of break for anyone is incredibly helpful and supportive and encouraging. But I also could say the opposite, that to be rejected, I was rejected from this like so many times, ridiculous. So I'd say that's really disturbingly motivating as well, because you become angry and you sort of think, why the hell am I rejected? And I don't even understand the system. I'm just going to do what I want. So I'd say even to be rejected from these stupid kind of formal presentations of what is good art, it's totally valid as well. So it's a hard question, that one. I mean, you know what I mean? You could say it's the bee's knees to be put in something that's important and will give you exposure, but then maybe not. Maybe then for the rest of their lives they'll just like not push themselves. You know what I mean? It could go either way. I'd like to add that I am very excited and proud, and I feel that the way that the New Contemporaries team have hung the show is incredible. I'm totally excited about the show. I really mean it. It just feels totally thrilling. All the different sort of playoffs between the works and the colours and the themes and the sort of strengths. Like some of the more ballsy art is next to each other and they really have a good discourse. It's great. It's a really good show. I'm really happy.